To Alive in the Archive. I'm Eliza Samuelson here at the Feminist Institute, a not-for-profit organization dedicated to collecting, digitizing, and sharing the rich history of feminist art, humanities, business, and politics, and making our archive globally accessible for free. In this episode, I get the pleasure of talking with environmental activist, entrepreneur, and CEO, Lauren Singer. Lauren, welcome to Alive in the Archive.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So, Lauren, you are the founder of Package Free, a shop that sells sustainable, eco-friendly, and green products, as well as the founder of the Simply Co., a 3-ingredient laundry detergent. However, you first really gained your traction from your blog, Trash is for Tossers, and went viral for fitting all of the trash you accumulated into a single mason jar over a year.
Yes.
Yeah. So after going viral and kind of having that experience with social media, as a founder, you've strategically used social media not only to grow your brand, but also bring awareness to the larger issue at hand. So how can social media be used as a tool to educate and amplify the importance of living a sustainable lifestyle?
What's so amazing about social media, and really what I've seen over the past 10 years that I've been talking about zero waste and sustainable living, is the ability to connect with people that are like-minded that you never would have been able to connect with otherwise. When I was studying environmental science at NYU, it was such a small community. I could count on my fingers and toes the amount of people that were as excited about reducing waste and as excited about zero waste and sustainability as I was. But when I started my blog, Trash is for Tossers, and started posting about reducing my waste on social media, all of a sudden that community grew so much. And I felt like I had a support system and people to learn from and share ideas with. And I think that really helped set the foundation for how big the movement has gotten around zero waste and sustainability. Now, there's no way I could possibly meet everybody who cares about zero waste and sustainability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's kind of that like collaborative attitude and mindset that like really helps drive the conversation forward. Um, and you've talked about kind of the importance of like living in alignment with your values. And you've said previously as well that the importance of that sustainable products are a basic human right and should be accessible to everyone, regardless of, you know, age, class, education, etc. So when you first embarked on your zero waste lifestyle, when did you kind of realize that there was like an intersection between sustainability and activism within the industry?
It really started for me from a place of social justice. My passion for social justice definitely predates my interest in education around environmental justice. And really the reason I decided to go headfirst and all in was because I understood how deeply intertwined environmental choices are with social rights and social
Mhm.
justice. A decision to build a dam or drill for oil or cut down trees or change energy sources or build a factory, all of these things that have environmental repercussions also impact people. And I found that intersection incredibly interesting. You know, when I started looking at policies that were being created that didn't have environmental sustainability in mind, it also turned out that they didn't have social justice in mind as well. And some of the most degrading practices, whether it's air quality, water quality, land quality, they impact people of color the most because they're often these practices and processes are often done in areas that are low income, areas that are populated by people of color, and that's just not right. So from that perspective, there's a lot of work to be done and a lot of equity that needs to be recovered.
Mhm.
From the consumer product perspective, what I look at is how as individuals can we take steps to reduce our waste and impact um, overall future of sustainability through these small everyday choices. And when I started looking at that, even for me living in New York City, having the
That's what I was thinking
ability
too.
to make these purchasing swaps, there was nothing really available at the time. I couldn't easily go to a store and buy everything that I needed without plastic. You know, it was inconvenient to do a lot of things that enabled this zero waste lifestyle. And one of the reasons that I started Package Free was to one, bring together all of these really amazing vendors that were making products that enable individuals to live more sustainably and help their brands grow.
Mm,
Because what happens when a brand grows is it creates economies of scale, which means as a company gets larger, the number of units that you purchase
mhm.
from a manufacturer or provider, the lower the individual cost of the item becomes, which means higher margins for a business, more ability to scale, and then ultimately more of an ability to pass that savings along to your customer, thus creating a more accessible product. So that was one of the goals at Package Free from the get-go. We aspire to continue bringing on vendors and scaling our own products to make them more price point accessible, but also to make them more convenient for people,
Yeah.
right? But these things just don't happen overnight. But what I can say from looking at the sustainability space over the past 10 years, it's gone from 0 to 5 so quickly, from having effectively no choices to now being able to have the freedom to choose between this sustainable face soap or that one. A lot of movement is happening and continues to happen in the space.